Hello all. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're going to get started here in just a second. Or a minute. Depends on how long I want to talk. But, let's see. Last we left off, we are in Summerford, and we learned about this curious Miqo'te named Y'shtola. So, we will start back with that. I want to... What do I want to do? I want to do the sprout stuff, with the smith. We're going to do that. I'm also going to work on, just being curious. Like, I'm a new player. I come in. I want to just try new things, different things, stuff like that. I feel we probably need to work on tailoring, and we won't be able to do that until we get able to take airships. So we'll have to advance the MSQ with that. What else? Let's see. Make sure everything's running. Okay, good. There we go. Everybody hear me okay? I hope everything's coming through loud and clear. Live chat. I want to say welcome to the stream. There we go. You know, I'm kind of in a rut in a little bit in what I can do, because, I mean, everything has been done already, and I just don't want to feel like I'm beating a dead horse. So I'm just going to go at it at my own pace and, see what happens. I mean, there's far more entertaining YouTubers out there. Zeppela, for instance, Mr. Happy, Miqo'te, just to name a few. So I'm just going to go at my own pace and just try to develop. Because, I mean, I'm new at this. I don't really... I'm kind of throwing myself in the shark-infested waters. And just going from there. So we're going to advance the MSQ. We'll be 15, I'm sure, here in just a little bit. Let us eat us a raisin. Oh, I did when I was offline. The only thing I did while I was offline was I played around with Adventure Plate. I just kind of wanted to do that. I hadn't done that. I tried going to G-Pose, but frankly, it scared the hell out of me. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What's this, and this? So I've got to learn G-Pose. Like it's a, raid battle or something. Like it's an alliance raid. We can call it G-Pose Savage. I mean, that seems fun. So let's talk to Stalwern. Washed up. Stalwern is up in arms as his hired hands are nowhere to be found. That sea sloth Severin and his lot never around when there's work to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stalwern would like a word, and don't take no for an answer. Can I get like a stick or something to hit him with? Can we go like old school World of Warcraft? That might be fun. One hiding in here. Nope. Outside, perhaps. There you are. How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast. Ooh, breaded sticks or ash tuna. Ash tuna. Oh, gods. How'd you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I'd just as soon get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject a summons from the captain. Good man. Good lad. Oh, we got some muckabouters. Water. Work, huh? Can't work when my hands are full lifting this mug, you know. I'd wager me last gill you'd never guess what I'm drinking. Ooh, swill water or swill wine? Swill water. Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day of doing Star Wars chores, but it'll afford me a taste of proper grog. Oh, where's my useless buddy at? There he is. I'm still amazed by the fact that Carbuncle is, I wouldn't say useless, but he's not an attack animal anymore. I think he's just a mascot. He just sits back and cheers and does rah-rahs. So anybody new, like I said, we are going at this like we are a brand new character and we have no clue where anything is or anything like that. So we're just diving straight into it. Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailing days? Skirmishing. You bet your bosom I did, lass. Aye, those were the days. Sigh. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied taking my axe to the trees. Yeah, I actually said sigh. I'm off to a wonderful start today. Oh, there we go. Aylmer. Still Star Wars sent you, and what do you reckon I say to that? I've saucier. Ooh. Workers for the weak and witless. I've saucier seeds to sow. Damn right. Didn't get where I am by taking guff from many glorified gardeners, but suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. And let's go find the ultimate slacker. Doing what he does best. Severin. Hi, I'm Severin. You the old man's errand girl now? Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches. I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in on and ride on out. Touchy little bastard, ain't he? A blue kitty. You continue to impress, lass. All but Severin are accounted for. It's no fault of yours he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt where all such worms belong. Yeah, 12. Resurrection. Double dealing. And we'll get us a nice hempen cow out of that one. Stalwart worries his sack of oranges will not reach the Thagrin checkpoint as planned. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some like you who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Severin. Even though I'm full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. I wouldn't be the last surprised if that were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Severin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Brightmane. I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. He's sitting on the side of the road trying to sell oranges on the freeway. Gobbly gobblies. Excuse me, goblins. Yep. This is the freeway. And he's sitting on the side of the road trying to sell them. Bloody hells, I'm up to the straight without a paddle. Yeah, let's yell at him a bit. What's this now? Starworm went and sent you for the oranges, huh? So the old bugger had known all this time. Or, what does it matter anyway? Listen, you're one of those goody-goody adventurer types, right? Go rescue me mates from this double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. Ooh. Before that, let us snatch us a lost lamb or 3. There you all are. No. Yep. And a mugger. Yep. Oh, you won. Would have gotten away myself if not for Severin shoving me aside. Severin sent you. Ha! The way he flew out of here, I was sure he'd sold us down the river. Uh-huh. And there's you, fish mouth. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo. You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you this sack because I like the cut of your jib. Take it to Oseen and send him my regards. Interacting. On some quests, you will encounter objects with which you can interact simply by approaching them by clicking. Oh, you don't say. A sack of oranges. Let's see. What have we here? Delivery from Summerford Farms and as scheduled? Ha! There's a first time for everything. Well, look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only thing not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stalwern's payment in full with you. I can trust it'll reach him? Yeah, you sure can. No. Garzons. Fate, we got overnight migration. 32%. Yep, tiny mandragores. You are 6 levels. That's fun. We'll just sink down to it. These baits knocked out. Baits are really good for seals. Boom. There we go. I like doing fates. Especially one of those things if you have ADD brain. This one looks gonna be, yeah. Coastal winds blow, floating on. Oh, there they are. And there we go. Lot of jellyfish. You can make a peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich. There's so many jellyfish. So yeah, literally you can just run around and just farm fates for a while. But we'll head back up to the Summerford farms. For all those that are new, are you sticking with just the main story quest, or are you doing side stuff too? Are you doing like side quests? Are you doing fates? Are you just trying to get through the main story as fast as possible to get into the higher things? I'm curious. Are you going to come back and do your crafting? Are you doing crafting as you level? Because if you're on a completely strict free trial like I am, in order to get gear, I'm going to have to craft it. I mean, I can get some pieces, but I don't. You won't be able to get every single piece. You'll be behind on some. Ah, this is what I was aiming for. It looks to be all I was owed, alright. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I had not held out for more hope for Severin. I was even willing to overlook this skimming off the top. But to sell us all short in favor of those godforsaken goblins? You do well to mind yourself around the two guild cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Snatch that up. Now let's look and see. We got intelligence 1 and mind 1. Intelligence 1 and mind 1. With the cow. Okay, see? We're fine. Oh yeah. I like that. Low maintenance. Gurkant seeks fertile soil to improve the yields of his newly plowed fields. Copper wristlet. Comparison. We're wearing weathered. It's all the same. So we'll probably just go for the we'll go for the elegant bronze piece. Blast! At this rate, the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had black loam. Just a bit could send our stalks soaring. I'll bet Rotweeta knows where you might find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the orchard. Oof. Let's go check on Rotweeta. Could be Rottweiler. Rotweeta. Could be Rotweeta. Oh, a fellow bun. Hello. That Gukant's got a head of cabbage if he thinks I'm fetching him any black loam. But if you dare to pinch some from the cook pot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't get trampled upon by the aurochs that dwell there. Once you've 3 bushels worth, take the black loam to Piffwall at Tiller's Rest. He'll know what to do. Yeah. The damnable aurochs. Oh, there's a fate on top of it. This is going to be lucky. Yep. Level 8. Oh. Minius. we go. No, they're wearing a cowl. As a marauder. Interesting. Interesting. No, could be RPing as a, Oh, you. Brown pirate. Oh, one more. Lucid dreaming. Nice. Yep, that'll definitely push us on into 15. Free wall. Even the weeds wither and die in this desolate dirt. Well, I got some black loam for you here. But a bit of this black loam ought to change all that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering black loam's not for the weak of will, nor the weak of stomach, eh? Oh, don't tell me Gurkhant and, Gortwita neglected to mention where black loam comes from. Well, sure you figured it out on your own from the cloying stench. It comes from the Urok's lair, of all places. Well, why dwell on who misled whom about what? What matters is that your efforts have brought us the black loam, and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thank you. And there we go. Plowshares to swords. The maple Picatrix. Freewall needs stolen farm tools recovered. Confounded pirates, they know nothing of tilling, only killing. Stealing our shovels to melt and forge into axes of all things. They're biting the hand that feeds them, the mangy mongrels. I'd love to teach those curs a lesson in obedience myself, and if I hadn't sworn to Stalwern that I wouldn't fight no more. So I need you to bring back our farm tools and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown. If he hadn't attacked me, I could have just came back. No. They had to attack me. That was heavy work. Eat us a fresh raisin for that delicious spell speed, vitality, and direct hit rate. And that 3% XP buff. I wonder what those sea dogs will try and steal when there's no harvest. Ah, good to see that Tool's back and in serviceable condition, which will be more than we can say of Severin when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. Spied him meeting the pirates in secret, I did. I couldn't care less if the wastrel wouldn't work, but when he consorts with cut purses that take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Starwin ought to know what sort of scallywag he's dealing with. Take word to him, would you? Let us... a little bit of right there. Turn it down just a smidge. Turned it down just a little bit. See if that. I don't want it to be too loud on everybody. Pirates making off with our tools. Freewall did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. You can now accept. Yep. Class quest rewards. Yep. I've come to expect a great deal from you, lass. And you've never once let me down. Yet what I'd ask of you now goes beyond aught I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Severin by now. Well, the scheming Grace is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulking around about in that manner he does when he's up to no good. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off, with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when last I had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. So I was hoping you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. Suffice it to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Grenouida at the Aetherite. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he was headed. Nothing that passes through these gates escapes my notice. I saw the Rouser and his rabble set out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky Sod said I should join them. I told him I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was that had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure to give them a cuff around the ear from me, will you? Ear coughing will catch the ash tree. Over the bridge and down the road to Severin we go. Elmer. Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done. Claiming to take the lads out for a drink only to lead us straight into a bloody trap. It don't get no lower than that. Of course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready, but the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them. We will. First, I need to speak with these wild jackals. That didn't happen, did it? I dodged out of your way. There's a good lad. Go to sleep, little puppy. Oh, we meet again. Hello. Hi. How are you? Aramis. My axe may as well have been a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better, or the sorry bastards in there are done for. Says I. Severin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishback than be in that conniving bastard's debt. To arms. A true knave. You betray even yourself, Severin. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it be, we shall take it. Someone in a Scooby mask. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life. So addle at it, a little of this, a little of this here, a little bit of that, a little faster. Impossible! Well, we took that down, didn't we? That the golem could be vanquished? That woman is no ordinary adventurer. The snake slithered away. I am only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Limsian factions. Whom then do they serve? The beast tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and Kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is, what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us if they should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone 2. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise, while the lesser moon continues to fall. And limb by limb, ilm by ilm, the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It is as Louis foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature immutable, barring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Sharlayan ring more true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see ether. Yet now that I do begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Sharlayan seem commonplace. Here, for you. Have you come for the festivities? Today the Maelstrom officially makes the Great Hole in the Sea its training ground. Join in the celebration. Wait, a disturbance in the etheric flow, but whence does it emanate? Seasong Grotto, perhaps? What have we here? Can you walk? "'Tis I. Regrettably, no. He eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore." "You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered?" "Severin here has apprised me of all that transpired. His account shed some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem, of all things." "A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are the minions of the Sahagin. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stalworm will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray pay the man a visit." "Ah, he told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Y'shtola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surviving the ether in the hope that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament. I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. 'Tis a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms, and I'll face the consequences." "For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem, forgive me, mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross, farewell." Water sprites. No, I should. Road sprites. Yep. Swift perch. I'll be heading there. I may just go ahead and run up there real quick. Yep, let's do that. Let's run up the Swift part so we can get these rosalings out of the way. West Bay. Oh. Megalo crab. Spitting water at me. That was a rip-off artist. Thank you for your help. Yeah, we'll knock out these roselings real quick. Oh. Radiant Angus on myself. Just for the fun of it. I would kill this garment. Let's go ahead and grab the Aether. We'll grab the Aetherite since we're already here. And let's go with Birch. And the Chocobo. What level cost this? That's going to take us all the way back to Limsa. We'll wait on that. I just died in 6 arms tonight. Hello, little Roseling. I swear those used to be aggressive. Maybe not? I don't know, but I do. I swear that they used to be aggressive. Run up here. Sharing is caring. Do we hit that one? Because it's literally on the way. Oh, yeah. Sharing Sheridan. I'm gonna have stuff to do on that one. Oh, that was my bad. Definitely got too damn far away. That's a better way to do it. fighty, isn't it? There we go. Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely a little fighty. Should have been a platinum award for that. Fighting the damn thing all by myself. I hope they change that back. Good lord. Carbuncle's supposed to be a damn, you know, it's supposed to attack. He just like sits there and looks pretty. Lo, I knew you'd return. Y'shtola delivered Severin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back too, the lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver, a thrall to the Sahagin 7 hells. Reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're not but the fishback splunkies. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see, but the Reavers never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Lamentians. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagin masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home, Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and word soon spread all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offer me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking. Too busy soiling myself. Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear them talk of how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that, I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, Stalwart. I owe you a debt too, Er'in. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. If I could ask one more favor of you, it'd be this. Tell Baderin what's happened from start to finish. I'm certain he'd put in a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I can possibly ask of you. Safe travels, lass. let us, for the enjoyment of it, talk to the Chocobo Keeper. Hello, Chocobo Keeper. I'll pay the 15 gil. And dismounting quarters. So, while mounted Chocobo icon will appear, you have to dismount. Know all that. And I will be right back. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. We are back at it, and let's go do our turn-ins. Definitely be getting our gear. First we'll go do the lift attendant, talk to Griffar, up to the drowning winch, turn that one in. And the smith. Bloody hells. Life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. But you needn't worry yourself over young Severin. The Yellow Jackets' his hands on the punishments is good mate of mine. If you ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from Angin to Keyhauling. Kindly gent that he is. I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now it sounds to me like you've been everything a stalwart and ask you and more, justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lass. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench of mine. How'd you fancy keeping her company for a spell with free room and board? Venturing's a trying business, after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with the broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly as much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so you make use of it. Not that you'll ever have much time lying around. What with all the levels you'll be doing. Oh, didn't I mention I'm putting your name down for levs? Our guild draws all manner of clients, offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labor. Just give to Murky a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She'll always have some task or other for you to do. Guild levy now available. Oh, and it's all about board because it's all above board because you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side, and unlike some pirates I could mention, I tell you, if it turns out that they'd ought to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 L's to pay, a proper bleeding reckoning. Mayhap that's what Limsa needs, though. And on rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat to ride it. But we'll have time for such talk when you're well rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Quest complete. You now have access to recommendations. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in your area. The recommendation list can be opened from under duty in the main menu and will also be displayed automatically when you log in. If you find yourself unsure of what to do next, this tool makes it simple to locate activities suitable for your present class and level. Storyteller 2. No. Let's go over here. Timocree and Levy of Swift Perch. Timocree is responsible for assigning guild levies at the Drowning Wench and is offering to give you an introduction to the world of levy quests. Greetings, Er'in. Badarin has been most effusive in his praise of your accomplishments. Have you considered putting your abilities to use for the Adventurers Guild by undertaking a guild levy or two? Guild levies are the means by which we document requests for assistance from the citizenry prior to assigning them to adventurers possessed of the necessary skills. From battlecraft levies that require the extermination of monsters to tradecraft levies that ask for the creation of goods, the tasks we term levy quests are many and varied in their nature. Should your interest be piqued, I suggest you make your way to Swiftperch and speak with Swiftskiff. He will be happy to set your feet on the path to completing your first levy quest. Everything's going to Swiftperch now. because we're going to talk to the smith. Well, the amount of adventure does not drape so artfully from your shoulders as it once did. But while questing alone certainly brings its own rewards, you haven't truly adventured until you've delved into some darkened dungeons, stalwart comrades at your side. Ancient ruins, echoing caverns, and all manner of deadly places lie hidden across the realm, and these are best conquered in the company of trustworthy allies. And such advice holds true for many a formidable foe that would crush a solitary adventurer. How one fights in a party, however, is often drastically different from how one fights alone. Thus did we construct the Hall of the Novice, where we endeavor to prepare you for those differences. The hall can be found just north of Elport, in western Lanesia. Within its walls, we offer burgeoning heroes a bevy of training exercises. Step into the flames, my friend, and forge the skills you'll need for the morrow. Halls of the Novice membership is granted. You now have access to the Halls of the Novice. Designed especially for your chosen role, these solo exercises will teach you the ins and outs of party combat. You may access them at any time, either by selecting Hall of the Novice from the duty section of the main menu, or by speaking with any of the smiths found in adventurers' guilds across Eorzea. Complete these exercises to receive a set of gear that will aid you on your journey. I am prepared for the Hall of the Novice. The Hall of the Novice offers training exercises for party combat. Upon completing these exercises, you will receive brand new gear for your chosen role, as well as a brand new ring, which increases XP earned by 30% until level 30. DPS Training, Exercise 1. Avoiding area effect attacks. Arcanist DPS. And commence. Run through these. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. For this exercise, you'll be learning Avoidance. An enemy often tips his hand before a big attack, and your best defense is to skip out of the way. If only you could skip, that would be funny. You pass the exercise. Everything is clear, I trust. Say the word when you're ready to begin. Talk to the Master of Arms. You're prepared to commence training then? Begin the training exercise. This training exercise is now underway. Watch your opponent carefully. When you see an attack coming, move out of the strike zone. Axe-wielding training partner. Axe-wielding lunatic. Time I switch to a new technique. Better change your dance. Telegraph. Telegraph. That's how we do that. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Nicely done. Learning to avoid the obvious attacks is a skill all adventurers need. Those who insist on standing still won't long survive the profession. And speaking of survival, perfecting each of my lessons will earn you a piece of armor to aid you in your chosen role. Should you feel so inclined, repeat this same lesson with the other masters that they might reward you with equipment tailored towards their fields of expertise. Here is your prize for completing the exercise, but remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. I thought the real prize was the lessons that we learned along the way. Or the friends we've made along the way. You have obtained an untradeable item. This item is yours and yours alone, and cannot be sold or traded. You have obtained a unique item. As this item is special, you can never possess more than one at a time. Well. Isn't that sweet of them? That's going to bring... brand new half gloves. There we go. According to my records, you have yet to fully complete your training. You are under no obligation to finish the final exercise, of course, but there is much to gain and not to be lost in the attempt. Of course we're going for exercise 2. We're getting those brand new thigh boots. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. When it comes to your place in a party, you are the sharp end of the spear. Simply put, your role is to inflict as much damage as possible while keeping your own skin intact. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. Anyways. On to training exercise 3. We got our awesome new boots. And we made short work of that. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. Bum, 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 bum. Coordination with your comrades. Each foe will fall all the swifter under a focused assault. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy and we can move on to the next training exercise. Everything is clear, I trust. Say the word when you're ready to begin. Now, you don't have nearly as much to do as a DPS as you do as a tank or a healer. Yep. Such foes are often, always start with the caster. They're the deadliest. We got that down quick. Start the fight with the staff weaver. Such foes are often the most dangerous but the least robust. Be sure to attack the same enemy as your ally. Strike the wrong foe 5 times. Yeah. Kill you. Now the fighter. Now this one. Coordination is the key to conquering your foes. Work well with your allies and efficiency. The efficacy of your armor need not be tested. Here is your prize for completing the exercise, but remember the real prize is the lessons you've learned. Huh? According to my records, you have yet fully... Yep. There's the wonderful brand new waist wrap. Oh. I hit close instead of begin. That's wonderful. There we go. We're doing so well. A+ all around. Let's proceed directly to the briefing. You know, we're level synced. You remember the lesson where you had evading enemy attacks? This exercise will put that training to the test. You must needs plan your strikes around some fancy footwork. Let's proceed directly to the briefing. There we go. Training exercise is now underway. Engage the axe wielder, but keep an eye out for counterattacks. If you allow yourself to be hit 5 times, we will start this exercise again from the beginning. Ooh, I got hit. So that's summoning Ruby. Neatly done. Breaking off attacks to save your skin is always the wisest course. Though it may sometimes be a frustrating dance, it is better to dodge than be sprawled in the dust. Here's your prize for completing the exercise. But remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. So, according to my records, yep. Let's get dodge. Yep, and this is for mob attacks. Usually mob attacks, they only take a couple of hits to take down. Usually. It depends on the, sometimes the mob. Keep an eye peeled for reinforcements, novice. Target lock. A fine performance. A party is doomed without a source of restoration. When reinforcements threaten your healer, it is time to spring into action. Here's your prize for completing the exercise. Remember, the real prize is the lesson you've learned. You would really like saying that. Yep. And the brand new robes. And that'll be 5 and then 6. Let us proceed directly to the briefing. During the battle, enemies will pour forth from the rear gate. New foes will continue to flood in whilst this portal remains open. You must operate the lever that closes the gates or your party will be overwhelmed. Work with your allies to defeat the enemy and we can move on to the next training exercise. Everything is clear? Yep, say the word when you're ready to begin. I'm ready to begin. Engage the enemy, but be wary of the gate. One sneaky booger got racing. Act quickly to neutralize an enemy's advantage. Be prepared to suffer through a difficult fight. And etc, etc, etc. There we go. Back to our hat. And onto our ring. What a lovely ring it is. You arrived at the mountain's peak, the final exercise. As a culmination of your training, all the skills you required will be put to the test. Put your lessons into practice and you'll do just fine. Say the word when you're ready to begin. This training exercise is now underway. Let's begin with the basics, shall we? Pay attention to the enemy spacing and stay out of harm's way. Jack is down. I can heal myself. The old guild conjurer's doing such a grand job of that. we go. Now go, boom. There we go. And that's Hall of the Novice. That's for DPS. There's one for healer and there's one for tank. Register, yep. Ask about the Hall of the Novice. And that's it. Time for our new ring. Ring of Freedom. That's going to be a big help. Recommended gear. Weathered band. Over. Ring of Freedom. If it says so. We'll do that then. Okay, we're not going to take that just yet. We're going to go down to Bulwark Hall. Go turn into Arcanist Guild. Hero ass Raisin of Deliciousness. Talk to Thurbegearn. Welcome back, Er'in. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph onto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompany Foreseer Kalia on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, Er'in. Kalia awaits you on the floor below with further details. The floor below. Yes, this way. Leah. A timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I've been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylstocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities, but there is important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1345, otherwise known as stratagem focus fire. You and your carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe. That needs to be changed. Yoshi P, that needs to be changed. Carbuncle does not attack. And one by one, the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Well, technically Ruby does, and Emerald and so forth, but Blue Carbuncle does not attack. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. That definitely needs to be adjusted. That we no longer have a magical attack. Weasel? Otter? Pikachu? He's one of those things. Map. Summerford Farms. So we will go here, and we will go out the Zephyr Gate. When do we get our next? Okay, we have Topaz. We're 17, but I wonder if we don't get him until... He may be an unlock. Which is kind of weird. No, it doesn't say that we get him an unlock. That is indeed strange. Look at all the pugils. Splashy splash. Oh, it's, yeah, that's why. That's why we're synced. That's why we won't be getting him. I am Foreseer Kalia of Milvan's Gate. Milvan's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty, sneaky speakers. Gobby spit uplander nosy yes? Nosy eyes? Nosy eyes. On stabby iron. A predictable aggressive response. Very well, Er'in. Remember what we discussed. Right now with all your might. Oh, my might, huh? Evasive maneuvers. It's a good thing I learned from the Halls of the Novice how to avoid attack. That training definitely pays off in Halls of the Novice. Tell all your friends, Halls of the Novice. That's that. That's that. You know, if it wasn't for the Halls of the Novice, I wouldn't have been able to survive that. Nicely done. Adaption, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved Guildmaster himself in action. This was a perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Covering my weaknesses. Oh, again you respond as the Guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You are on the way to keep an eye on. You are one to keep an eye on. That much is certain. To return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thibergam. Until next we meet. I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Okie dokies. And we must away. Splishy splash. Come on, grounded pirate. You got it. I believe in you. No, okay. Maybe? No. So when we turn in the guild levies and all that wonderful stuff, then grab our next main story quest. That's going to push us up into the probably 20. That'll definitely push us up there. All the wonderful people. All the wonderful, wonderful people. Back from the field, Er'in. Kalia contacted me with a summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. One last thing, Er'in. Considering the dedication you have shown towards our discipline, I have decided to permit you leave to explore the teachings offered by other guilds. I would suggest, however, that you first master the science of Arcanima. The strategic training you receive here will serve you well no matter the path you eventually choose to walk. Return to me when your reason tells you the time is right. Don't need that. We'll be taking that. Yep. And engraved leather. Armory is unlocked. You don't say. You now have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist in the corresponding guild. There exist myriad disciplines in Eorzea that adventurers can take up. For the most rewarding experience, however, it is recommended that you first focus on mastering your current class. Swiftcast. Unlocking classes. Ah, there it is. Summon Topaz. Acting Guildmaster Thubagam wishes to inform you of an important task. You seem tired, Er'in. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Forseer Kalia has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Forseer will explain the situation. So let us change out to a better, more defense. It's going to be the same. Aha. So we can't wear a cap. Just fun. Clear. I was beginning to think I'd miscalculated, Er'in. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make us use of Limsa's ports are subject to inspection by Milbon's Gate assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there's a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. I accept this duty. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the harshest of enemies will falter before you indeed. We could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Thubagam and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formula. You have agreed to accompany the Forseer, then I shall gladly instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. Pray do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour. Okay. Summon Topaz. Over the rails. Acting Guildmaster Thubagam is awaiting the arrival of the inspection party members. The mercenaries Geifrin and Aristata are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kalia during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Er'in. My spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Elport. We will meet our first challenge. However, before we even board the vessel, it is almost a certainty that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I'll calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Er'in. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Elport. Let's see, 2 ways I can go. That's ocean fishing. And the ferry docks. Can I take the ferry docks to Elport? Pretty sure I can. No, it's Vesper Bay. But I can go out here. No, I can't. So I have to run to Elport. Oh, well. I'll run to Elport then. Or is it down below? Okay, that's the ferry. Trying to remember. Maybe if I go to the Fisherman's Guild? Would that be Elport? Let us see. Ferry skipper. Passage to Elport. This ferry is bound for Elport. Are you riding with us? 40 gil. Yeah, I'll pay it. And that gets me there quicker. And I can grab the Aetherite. Takes me from... Yep. Swift perch. Yep. And there's the Chocobo Keep. No, I don't want to hire a porter right now. Do want to grab the Aetherite. Gobby gobs. Kalia. Let us be about our task, Er'in. Pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. Merchant and mender. Do not think you have. Nope. Any food. Steersman. You're with the folks from Milbon's Gate. Hells, I knew there'd be trouble. Not a big fan of that. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of this ramp. I'll have no part of that comes next though. Or wait by the landing boat. Level 19, yes please. Level 20 will be just fine. Deftly handled, Er'in. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks to your efficient response, we will be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. Ersthada, if you would take the rudder, the Morning Star awaits. Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect, with a probability of 85%, that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem Hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so that the suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We will bull our way towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? Get on the boat. So I was just looking, and apparently a lot of people have the same sentiment as me about how Carbuncle is used now. The way that he's just like summoned for a second, he does a spell, and then he goes back, and then he's just his blue form. The old way was better. Far better. You actually had a little tanking buddy with you. And that's why you had Topaz Carbuncle. I am Foreseer Kalia. By the authority of Mealbond's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods over for assessment. Well now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door is all rusted up, you see. Bloody things won't open. You'll have to come back another day after we've fixed the hinges. I will see that cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Limsa is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. Oh, some stabbies. The law is it, lads. I reckon it is our time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch them over the side. I'm the savior here. Who gets it first? There we go. See? Her still fights. That's false advertising, what that is. A masterful display, Er'in. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo. Ooh. What have we here, then? It's one of the bitch Admiral's lapdogs scampering about me ship. You're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose in where it ain't invited. No, it can't be. Huh, recognized me pretty face, did you? But you were caught, exiled. Corsair, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. Corsair, please calm down. What are your orders? I've had enough of your whimpering, and I've certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learning anything from them. Reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson. Okay. Nofka preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Er'in, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the Corsair. Aye, that's right. You slink on back to your mistress, you worthless curs. Ha 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 ha. Oh, the kitty fainted. We'll take care of Kalia. You'd best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Thurbergam. Oh. Chobico. Let's run back. 3 minutes. gotta run into the Arcanist Guild. Mr. Supergame, we have a problem. We ran into a shit storm, and the little kitty fainted. It's good to see you well, Er'in. Glycerin sent word ahead of your travails. An unfortunate turn of events, but considered the infamous Blackheart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dosmaga? He was exiled from Limsa some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. And once more he dares lay a hand on Forseer Kalea. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dosmaga was aboard that ship, I never would have signed her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover, for Kalea, that man, is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we can do to salve the hurt to her mind. You are concerned, angry mayhap? Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. And a hard leather grimoire. And a cotton towel, which is better for us. Comparison. It's got determination, but the cowl's better. So we'll stick with the cowl. $19. Yep, I knew it pushed 19, and then the rest will get us to 20. So we'll switch out for the cowl. And we'll switch out for the hard leather. Detail's definitely there. Make sure. Graphic settings should be 100%. Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. Texture resolution, everything. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and back up to the drowning winch. Sky High. Balderon, the proprietor of the drowning winch, has a suggestion to put you on the road towards new adventures. How do you fare, Er'in? Rested and ready to expand your horizons? Well then, I have an idea where you might try heading next. Have you heard of the Skylift out in middle Winosia? If you've ever visited Woad Whisper Canyon, then you must have been up and down the thing at least once. It's that big bleeding scaffolding attached to the descent. You've likely seen the lads and lasses out there using it to haul cargo up the cliff face. Hard labor that, in Viera they could use an enterprising soul to pick up the odd job that no other bugger has time to deal with. Track down the head of the operation, bloke by the name of Miqo'te, and he'll be sure to put you to work on a task or two. First, we're off to Swift Perch. Right, bulwark hall, and yes, that's where we're off. Not enough. Order and hire a porter. Swift Perch. Yep. 12 guild. Do a couple of guild levies. Well, that one's going to push us further up. So we won't do the guild levies yet. We'll just grab this, and then we'll dismount right up here. Oh, we can't jump. So we just jump off the top. Oh, we're cute. Spideron sent you, beauty. Then consider yourself welcome at the skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will you? One blast in the fire hell from that huge dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. Cargo still needs to get through, though, so this mess of wood and pulleys was our solution to the problem. Well, one of them at least. If the gods were kind, and they ain't, I'd have about a dozen more workers to handle me growing list of headaches. Now we're going to go with the money. Thanks a million. Miqo'te, a skylift operator, needs you to recover a cargo load abandoned by a terrified wagon driver and deliver it to its intended recipient. Glad I am to see you again, lass. A wagon driver just returned in a great bloody hurry, screaming about some monstrosity that sprang out from a melon corn seedling in his cargo. Seems the gutless bastard tossed it over the side before turning tail and running for his life. I need you to head down the road, recover the seedling, and deliver it to Leo over at Swift Perch in western Lenosia. Whatever he pays you for the cargo is yours to keep. After all, I don't rightly know what else is lurking inside that plant, and you deserve to be rewarded for your troubles. Oh, and you'll also find an aetheryte in Swift Perch, so the journey should be worth your while. And that it is. And that we run. An old milling corn. Everybody's fighting, shearing. A wild jackal can eat it. Melon corn seedling. Slugs. That was it. No grand dragon to fight. Greetings, lass. My name's Swissgift, and I'm in charge of assigning local levy quests here at Swiftperch. Timokri sent you your way, did she? Well, then, let's get you started. Right after we see if you've got the brass to overcome the challenges you're likely to encounter around in these parts. Take a look over the task outlined in this guild levy. You reckon you can handle it? Yeah, grabbing crabs. Accept. Good to hear. Now, megalo crabs, they like to run off to their mates when they're feeling overmatched. If you don't want to find yourself armpits deep in snippers, then you best finish them quickly. Open your journal. Yep, duty. Initiating levy quest. To initiate a levy quest, first open your journal by the duty section of the main menu or by pressing J on your keyboard. Yep. Grabbing crabs. Initiate. Your home point is not set to an aetheroid in this area. That's fine. I want 4 levels above. Yep. Duty commence. Yep. Lesser difficulty. No. Higher difficulty. Accepting guild leaves. And we run about here. And we'll get the lightning sprite in a minute. Oh, big claw. Oh, he's a big one. Calmed him right down, we did. Yeah, we'll teleport back. You seem to have had a little trouble, lass. Here's a reward for your efforts. A bonus has been rewarded based on difficulty. A bonus has been rewarded based on speed of completion. On the payroll. Ah, I reckon you'll do just fine with the rest of my jobs. And there's always plenty to do here at Swiftperch. What with all the rebuilding and such, be sure to make yourself useful. Completed that. And then simply the Hest. Believes you are ready to join a guild Hest. By the by, a sturdy venturer like yourself. Yep. What might you be interested in today? Battlecraft leaves. Shock therapy. Jackal livestock. At the gates. No egg to stand on. We'll knock those out real quick. Word travels quickly in Swiftperch. Here to learn about guild Hests, are we? What's a guild Hest? Why, it's the Hest issued by the Adventurers Guild, savvy? When a certain task brought to the attention of the guild is little too grand for a levy, but not grand enough for grand company involvement, they're deemed guild Hests and sent to yours truly. But don't let the lack of grandeur fool you. The tasks are anything but simple. Most take place in tight quarters and all require precision teamwork twixt you and your battle mates. And so what do you get in return for placing your neck on the looping block? Besides a gleaming grin from Battle Warden Tiro. Yeah, Tiro. Fame, fortune, the usual. So I presume you'll be joining our next operation. And complete the quest. And grab the ether. Duty Finder unlocked. Guild Hests are now available. So we now have Duty Finder and Guild Hests. Yep. And we will be jumping right into a Guild Hest. Yep, Duty Finder, Duty Registration, Duty Status commencing, what's next? Right now, join. 18 minutes wait time for a Guild Hest? Okay. No. Nothing there. I should have picked up food. Leave. Has Nimia herself forsaken this desolate land? Though I understood there were risks in gambling my entire fortune on a crop of milling corn, I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. Milling corn seedling. Is that my milling corn seedling? Oh, joyous day. It may seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astonishing. As you have undoubtedly noticed, Swift Perch lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus I mean to restore a modicum of hope to its residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, madam, seem fit to burst with vim and vigor. Might I persuade you to abide a while and help nurture this ailing settlement? Amateurs, come on. Money we go. Spray loaf. Relighting the torch. Spray loaf, a yellow jacket on guard duty in Swift Perch, wants you to visit the Brewer's Beacon and investigate the reason behind the warning light. You there, adventurer. Cast your eyes toward the Brewer's Beacon. Does the light not seem uncommonly weak? It cannot possibly be bright enough to guide the ship sailing in the day. I would march over to the lighthouse and investigate myself, but I am duty-bound to remain at my post. I would consider it a favor if you could make a visit to the Brewer's Beacon and see if aught has befallen Quanswis, the lighthouse keeper. Okay. So I'm going to do this. And can't leave his post. Can't walk. What would we say? 100 yalms, maybe? 200 yalms at the most? Yay! Come along, healer. Harbity buzzard. You say a yellow jacket sent you. Oh well. Limit break. Duty commence. Guild has objective. Joining a party. Hazardous. We sense a hazardous presence. Player commendation. Who gets my player commendation? The new person. A bonus has been added to your reward. Yep, because we did such an amazing job. Now, you say Yellow Jacket sent you here, eh? My light's growing dim, has it? Well, of course it bloody has. The bomb that fuels me furnace is up and buggered off, you see. If I don't get that beacon fixed soon, there'll be trouble on the water. I know you're just a messenger, lass, but I can tell a venturer when I see one. I'm going to need you to chase down that bomb and bring back a claw that you ripped from its smoldering corpse. Take this here iron brazier and set her down in the middle of the flock. Somewhere near the scarecrow, I'd say. You'd get a nice fire going, and that frisky bomb will soon be about. Watch you don't singe your eyebrows, lass. Scarecrow, you say? Of course, there's going to be damn... Oh, I ain't going to worry about them. They're too low level. Interacting. There it is. Kind of weird. They act like they can't travel 100 feet. They expect some grand adventurer to come by and do everything for them. Very interesting. All you need to do is to take down that runaway bomb. Yep, already done it. There's your bomb claw. Oh, you got the ashy bastard, did you? Once I put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep things running for a while. I had myself a bit of a look while you was gone, and Limian cursed me if the furnace weren't all bent and broken. Small wonder the bloody bomb was able to escape. I patched things up as best I could, but I ain't no Smitty. You might want to have a chat with that Yellow Jacket friend of yours at Swift Perch and have him pass the word back to someone in Limsa. I mean, it's kind of funny. You literally can't travel. Very low. The furnace damage, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected without delay. It seems I have another favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself straightway to the Armorers Guild in Limsa and explain the situation to Forge Master Hananza. Yeah, okay. We'll get on that. But first... How many can we do? Jackal and livestock. That's a bronze bacillard. Shock therapy. Gates. The hard leather subligar. What is... Oh. They're all gonna give us about the same. So... There's that one, and that one. Okay. Now where we go? Treasure copper. I'm going to do. Up. Nope, we're not done yet. Ocean roses. There you are. I found you. Got that one down. Okay. Classified. Destination. Dodo. Garthon worker. Location. Ocean Roseling. Area is almost secured. No, one more. We're hunting treasure. Some more eggs. One egg down here. Yep, one egg down here. teleporting. Let's get these turned in. Select reward. Bonus reward of difficulty. Speed. There we go. All the leaves that we can do right now. Probably do another guild test. Under armor. Heal. No. Wait a minute, and we'll be doing that one. back. Or another triple book. There we go. We made a little money. Zero compensation. Yeah. The woeful DPS. The furnace in the brewer's beacon needs repairs. Baragot's beard. I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb once we had trapped in there was a touch too volatile. I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journey. be dry docked. Alright. Level 21. Nice. Armor. And blacksmith. Right here. 1, 2. I'll sit down right over here. I'm gonna rest for a bit. And yeah. There we go. Okay. That will be it for now. I will be back tomorrow, and we will catch back up where we're at. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. I enjoy you stopping by and checking everything out. If you will, in the comments, you know, maybe give me some pointers on things, because like I said, I'm way so new to this whole entire experience. So if I'm being boring, maybe help me not be so boring. Maybe some constructive criticism. I mean, I really don't care. I mean, you know, it's not like it's going to bother me. But yeah, I definitely like to focus on some things. Tell me what you want me to focus on, and I would gladly do that. But until next time, I will catch you all later. I hope you have a great rest of your night, morning, or afternoon. I absolutely, positively hope it's a great one. And I will see you soon. All right. Goodbye.